What is the mood just a few more days ahead of the elections? And I did see a letter that did come through from the Ministry of Public Service that clearly designated the 2 days for the presidential and the parliamentary elections as public holidays for the people of Rwanda to be able to participate.
Mildred, up to 80 members of the lower parliament of the Rwandan government will be elected. That is tomorrow. That is on Sunday, and then the presidential candidates will be elected. That is on Monday. The Rwandans here have a long weekend starting today until Tuesday, when the ballots and the winner will be announced for all the positions. But what is important to note is, like you said earlier in your intro, is that the RPF candidate Paul Kagame is running, and this is a man who is seeking for his 4th term. Is it possible that he's going to get it? Maybe, maybe not. But because he has 2 challenges. One is Philippe Mpayimana, who got 0.73%, like you said earlier, and also Frank Habineza from the Green Party, who got 0.48%. The elections here are quite interesting because they look like fun fairs. When you get into the rallies, everywhere you go, people are gearing up for the rallies, and they want to be part of them. And there's like a whole thing about neighbors coming with each other and making sure that they show up. So it's quite interesting to see because Paul Kagame, the RPF candidate, is running, or at least the constitution allows him to run until 2034, at least according to the new constitutional amendments that were done a couple of years ago. Also, the election here in Rwanda is quite interesting for the region because many of the countries in the region, when you look at Uganda, Kenya, you look at South Sudan, when you look at DRC, there's always bloody elections that do happen. Opposition candidates are always jailed up, and it's quite interesting to see that it brings new dynamics into the region. So we're waiting to see what happens. And also important to note, unlike for Uganda, you have the diaspora of Rwanda vote. So for example, in Uganda, the embassy, no more than 100 people have been trained to make sure they demand that election. The ambassador in Uganda, the Rwandan ambassador, Rwandan High Commissioner Shigana, told me in a conversation that they actually had wanted to even erect different polling stations in different districts because the Rwandan community in Uganda is quite dispersed. They wanted to put it in Western Uganda, and then in Luwero, then in Nakaseke, but because of resources, I had to limit it to the one that is going to be in Kampala. So you have more than 200,000 people that are expected to turn up. That is on Sunday. So they're going to be voting a day before the actual election. That is in the diaspora. Also, in New York, there's going to be, people are going to be voting in the diaspora, in London, and many other areas where the Rwandan community does occupy. So we'll be here, we'll be giving you updates, and waiting to see how that turns out. Mildred.